Greetings and Let's Play. Welcome to Let's Play. That was it. And welcome to Let's Play Black Screen of Death. Ooh, I can show you my mouse cursor a little bit. Ooh, to have something else instead of black screen. That usually means that I will show you something later on. I think I finally snapped after playing Wizardry 6 Bane of my fucking life. And I decided to Let's Play Dungeon Master Chaos Strikes Back. I can already hear the cheering and people like, yay, finally. A lot of people asked me to do that and yes, I did it. But beforehand, I kind of want to get used to the game again. I haven't played Dungeon Master in quite a while. It is over a year. And I usually beat the game like once a year just for shits and giggles. I checked my recordings. I did it for my German channel, and I did it, of course, on this channel. It was my second Let's Play. And I seem to take about 4 hours to beat the game. I am not into speedrunning. I personally don't like speedrunning myself. I don't mind. I actually like watching other people speedrun. There's a huge channel over there, I just forgot its name. They did some charity a few weeks or months ago, and they were all into speedrunning. They beat Legend of Zelda in 30 minutes, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in 30 minutes with game glitches, and beat it 100% within 4 hours, something like that. I'm not into that. I saw one of Dungeon Master in 20 minutes, but I think it was tool assisted. I'm pretty sure it was tool assisted and with lots of luck, and he took 30 minutes. So if you watch the Let's Play, just search for Stum. I think he used Stum. I don't know why. I guess because he has an X in the beginning. It does save a little bit of time. But yeah, so I'm not into that. I'm not into speedrunning, so I will most likely take another 4 hours to beat the game. But I kind of want a challenge, and B, characters for the Chaos Strikes Back. That means I'm going to beat Dungeon Master twice. One time on screen, which will be the challenge one, huge quotation marks, because a challenge one for Dungeon Master for me is like I don't know, leisurely stroll or walk on the river for Usain Bolt or something like that. The quotation mark challenge one will consist of one character. I've beaten the game with one character, with Hissa. I've beaten the game with 2 characters, Hissa and Daru. And of course I've beaten the game with 4 characters, Hissa, Daru, Woof and Gosmog. But I'll let you decide who I'm going to play for this challenge one. And I'm going to let you decide who I'm going to play for Chaos Strikes Back. I will not use characters from Chaos Strikes Back. They are pretty powerful, and you need to be powerful for Chaos Strikes Back. I only played it a little bit. This game is kind of Dungeon Master on crack or something. I don't know what they thought when they made that. I think they were really frustrated or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I'll let you decide who I'm going to play. Just say like challenge one dash Hissa and Chaos Strikes Back party, I don't know, Tiffy, Hulk, Stem and Sonja or something like that. To make it easier for you, I'm going to show you all of the characters now. There they are. The Dungeon Master champions in the Dungeon Master Encyclopedia. We have Yado Ruyuto Jiburi. Apparently, I will show you where the names come from at the end. It is quite interesting, at least where some of them comes. he seems to be a well-rounded character. He has a little bit of mana, so getting this up won't be too much of a problem. I'm always talking about the challenge one, because in the 4-player one, pushing stats will not be a problem, because I will just make mana potions and give everyone who doesn't have a lot of mana just a little bit of mana back. For the challenge one, it is possible to give characters with no mana magic points. You just run around screaming all the time. Using War Cry increases your priest level, actually. I don't know why, but it does. So, like I said, I'm going to just go with the challenge one. He starts with okay equipment, so it will be fine. Oh yes, and I'm going to reincarnate the characters. And the Dungeon Master emulator I haven't really looked for Amiga ROM, to be quite honest. The Dungeon Master emulator that I have plays on Chaos Strikes Back rules. That means I'm losing stats while losing levels. I personally don't see huge problem with that. Somebody made a let's play of that and using some strange spell book, and you needed to find runes scattered in the dungeon and fill up your spell book, which kind of prevented you from actually making mana potions for quite some time, because you find that recipe pretty well in the mid game of the game. But I don't play like that. This is kind of bullshit rules. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. So yeah, Yado Ruyito Jiburi, I'm 100% sure I pronounced that wrong. And I'm 100% sure some jackass is going like, you have to pronounce it this way. I am not from Japan. I have no idea how to pronounce stuff like that. Talk a little bit of German and I will tell you how often you mispronounced something in that. Das name is Ryu und Ryu. I saw the name R-Epsilon-U and I was like, yeah. Or R-Y-U. Yes, Ryu. I pronounce it like I would pronounce it in German. Ryu. Not Ryu, not Ryu, not Ryu, not whatever. Ryu. But it is wrong because it's Ryu or something like that. Oh, I mispronounced the name of a video game character. Anyways, the second champion is Zed, Duke of Benville. He also has okayish stats. He starts off with a nice male Akator or Ketong, whatever. The first character portraits, by the way, are from the Amiga/DOS/emulated version. The second one is at least from the SNES version. I have no idea if there are other games that use these portraits, but they are the ones that are used in the SNES version of the game. I'm of course not playing the SNES version because I couldn't import my characters. I could do it for the challenge one, but I have to say the SNES version, even though I really, really loved it, and I did quite a few differences like music in the game, it plays really slow. If you move, it feels like forever until the characters actually move, and it's horrible, and I hated it. Even though I loved playing the game as a kid, but that was a test of patience. Anyways, so that is kind of okay. Chani Zayadina Shihaya. What were they smoking when they came up with these names? Holy hell. She of course has it easier on the mana part because she's starting with a moonstone, which apparently gives her 3 mana, which is enough to cast the stamina. It was stamina potion, yes. I think it was stamina potion in the first 2 runes. And priest skill level and influence. I guess it raises his priest level by 1. I don't know. I love... This is what I mostly do with games. I love a lot of games to death. I love them. I love every little aspect of them. I do not care too much for the inner workings of them. If you read a Dungeon Master Encyclopedia, you will find out so many things. The rabbit's fruit increases your luck, and the luck statistic somehow has a little bit of influence, like here in the game. I don't know how much, I don't know what, and frankly, I do not care. The knowledge I gathered from just playing the game is enough to beat the game, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I was kinda amazed, and it sort of pissed me off with my last one of Dungeon Master, because I found out that you get more experience while doing stuff the later, and it depends on what level you are on. And you know why this pissed me off so much? Because I was playing Dungeon Master and I was training my characters. Training my characters usually means I write a little mouse down script in Java or some other language, and just be like, yeah, you're staying here now for 10 minutes and just smash the button while I go, I don't know, to the toilet, making a sandwich, watching porn, I don't know. And so this automatically increases my stats, and I was doing this on the staircase getting down to level 3. So if I had just taken one little step forward, I would have gained a lot more experience. Anyways, live and learn. I will, of course, use this in my Let's Play. And this knowledge, and not train while being on a lower level, a higher level. It depends on how you see it. I think we had this. Oh, this discussion was in the Order of the Stick. Comic. Going up a level, going down a level. Anyways. Oh yes. I'm trying my best until in case I fall asleep in the middle or something. I will try my best to record it in one go. I will sit down for 4 hours on my ass next weekend and play Dungeon Master. Whoop! The challenge one. Well, it may take a little bit longer than 4 hours because, well, playing with one character is kinda more exhausting, but you have to rest a lot more. But it should be doable in 4 hours. Let's say 5 hours. 6 maximum. Perhaps I'm not going to stream. I have no idea about streaming, and I'm not like spending 5 hours trying to set up my fucking stream doing German hours when nobody's watching anyways. Oh, I'm going to stream now, and it is like 1 a.m. your time, so have fun with that, yeah. Anyways, Hawk the Fearless. For some reason, he only has 2 arrows, and he kind of forgot to bring a bow with him. No idea why. Also, he has a little bit of mana, so it's easy to raise his stats. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. He starts with leather equipment, as you can see. Oh yes, Boris, Wizard of Baldur. For some reason, my uncle was really fond of Boris and... oh god, I forgot his name. Gandalf. Not Gandalf. Some other hobbit-like looking character. You will see him soon. He always played with them. I have no idea why. I kind of preferred Wolf and Gosmog, to be quite honest. Well, mostly because they are the most non-human looking characters. And, okay, yeah. So Boris, Wizard of Baldur, which means that he has quite a lot of mana, which is okay. I can live with that. Alexander Male. He's okayish, I guess. He has a sling but no rocks. I have no idea what these people are thinking. But considering you get a sword pretty early in the game, it doesn't really matter what starting weapons they have. I just have to kill a mummy to get that. But yeah. I think the most deciding factor, unless it's personal preference, is has the character mana or not. Because there are two characters in the game that have no mana from the beginning, which makes the first 1 or 2 levels harder. Other than that, 3 to 4. I'm pretty sure I can beat the game with any character. I would have so bad luck to fuck up so horribly that I'm not going to do that. Because as soon as I reach level 3, I'm going to pump out the magic. I can tell you that. I'm going to train spells. I'm going to scream like a little bitch until my priest level goes up. So, yeah. It doesn't really matter. I just want to give you the option. Like I said, remember, I want 1 character for the challenge one and 4 characters for the Chaos Strike Back one. The Chaos Strike Back one will not be done on screen. First of all, I don't want to bore my viewers to death with 3 Dungeon Master Let's Plays. 2 being nearly identical, except for different characters. The challenge one is kind of just a little bit of fun. Because now I can actually play the game with sound, because when I started recording or doing Let's Plays, I couldn't record sound at the same time as my voice, because I didn't really have a sound card, a good one. I had a fucking stupid laptop with a built-in sound card, and it was horrible. Anyways, moving on. Oh yes, and somebody complained on my last Dungeon Master Let's Play, and he was like, "Oh, this game is way too fast compared to the Amiga version. I have a huge dick in my ass because I'm such a pussy." Oh, this is the kind of stuff I have to endure all the time. People whining and bitching about minor things. Gosh, if this version would be like, yeah, you go to level 7 and all the Raki doors are open, then yes, you can bitch about that. Because it actually changes the game, but, I and the monsters can move faster through the dungeon. Next time I record, I will just try my best to slow the game or something, like 1 step every 5 minutes, if that is something you like to jerk off to. Gosh. Moving on. Nabi the Prophet, male. Tunic, blue pen, sandal and staff. He of course has a little bit more mana than the other ones, which will be easier to erase. Hissa, Lizard of Makan. He is so badass he didn't even bring equipment with him. He was like, yeah, screw the rules, I have green skin. I'm going in there, I'm fucking stuff up and going home and have billions of babies because I'm a lizard and we have so many. He looks really cool in the SNES version. If I import the characters, I can actually make changes to the appearances. I'm not sure if I will do that, of course, because it may be quite silly. But I'll try my best. Perhaps I will do a little bit. Perhaps not. I have not decided yet. As you may know, Hissa is actually one of my favorite characters. A little bit of background story. When I started getting the internet, I was really into 2 games. I was into Dungeon Master and Might and Magic 4 and 5. So I either chose the name Alamar as a nickname or Hissa. I think for the Diablo Battle.net Alamar was already taken, Hissa was not. So my alter ego in the Diablo 1 Battle.net world was actually Hissa. Tem, because I was part of the guild Templar, which was quite fun. We had a few guild meetings and stuff like that in real life. It was really cool. It was a nice time. Yes, so Hissa Lizar of Makan, male. Next in the list we have Gosmog, male. Of course, another one of my favorite characters. Again, he's a pretty badass wizard. Lots of mana, okayish health for wizard. Let's see, Boris had 35 health. So a nice little wind blow may kill off Boris because he's a fucking pussy. So yeah, Gosmog, well, he can take a beating. He can look a mummy in the face and be like, I have you for dinner tonight. Moving on, Sonja She-Devil. She kinda has sucky mana. 2 mana is a really, really bad mana pool, because you kinda have mana, but not enough to cast one spell. Unless you wait. You use 1 mana point to create your low rune, and then you wait until you have full mana again to be able to cast the it was the stamina spell. Or was it the shield spell? No, it was stamina. I'm pretty sure it was stamina. So yeah. She kind of starts with nice equipment. I have no idea why she decided to go into the dungeon with just a halter. Kind of forgot the real name. And a skirt, but hey, perhaps she's badass too. I don't know. I don't know what is up with the choker. Perhaps she's into S&M or something. Who knows? Layla Shadowseek, female, journeyman ninja. She has a nice advantage by starting with the rope. Though I have to say I don't really like her portrait, at least in the Amiga version. The other version looks kind of like a Native American portrait. I don't know. She has 3 mana, so she can at least cast 1 stamina potion. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But yeah, I don't really like this character. So if you really hate me, you will choose Layla as your character. About the voting process, I guess I will wait like a few weeks until the comments slowly die down, and it could be 1 or 2 weeks, something like that. So I won't do it next weekend. Next weekend I'm sort of busy anyways, but yeah, we shall see. Next in the list is Morphus the Healer. He starts off with some food, which for a 1-person challenge run is not a problem. You just have to make sure that you keep the cheese, the drumsticks, bread, the filling stuff, and you don't bother with the screamer slices and apples, and you just eat them immediately. You kinda just need 4 flasks and be happy. So yeah. Next in the list, Woof the Biker. I have female. I don't get that. I don't see Woof the Biker as a female name, and it doesn't really look female. Does he look like a bitch? Why are you trying to fuck him like one? I don't know. I never said, oh yeah, Wolf is kind of a female wolf character. I don't know. Again, one of my favorite characters. He's usually my healer, mostly because he starts with an empty flask. And next one is actually one who may do a difference in the Let's Play, because he's starting off with 0 mana. So I have to run around screaming like a stepped pig in order to gain priest levels. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, considering he does start with an axe, which is a pretty nice advantage. I can't complain about that. Moving on. Next we have Azizi Yohari, female. She also starts with a halter and a barbarian hide, a hilt shield and a dagger. Oh, 2 daggers, sorry. Yeah, I never really played with her. I don't know. Next in the list, Leif the Valiant. Yeah, he gets kind of props for being a ginger, because I'm one too. She has a little bit of mana, so it's okay-ish to waste. I don't really care for anti-magic, anti-fire and stuff like that. Load may be interesting, it goes up with strengths. Anti-magic, anti-fire. I try my best not to get hit. I think that's the best way to, well, not die in this game. Anyways, moving on. We have Tiki Tamal, female. One thing I have to say about Tiki Tamal is I have the feeling she consumes a lot more food. I have the feeling that each character has a different metabolism, to be quite honest, because I once played with her and I had the feeling I have to shove food into her face like every 5 minutes or something. She was really going through my resources like mad. So I guess that may make the Let's Play a little bit more harder. I don't know. She has 25 health. Oh, that's not a lot. That's really not a lot. But she has 35 plus 1 mana, so yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about this character. Anyways, oops. Wu-Tse, Son of Heaven, female. There is later an explanation why she is called Son of Heaven and not Daughter of Heaven. Again, a pretty average character. I did use her once in a different party. I think the party consisted of Life, Tiki, Wu-Tse, not in that order, of course, and Morpheus or Nabi. I don't know, but I wasn't really that happy with that party. Daru, male. He's just, I'm a bear. I don't even have arms. I'm so badass. I don't need arms. I think he just puts the sword in his mouth and the shield in his ass or something. I don't know. He's just like, yeah, bring it on, bitch. I'm a fucking Ewok on steroids. I think he has the highest health of all the other characters, with 100. That's one of the main reasons why I choose him in my standard party. He is a pretty decent melee fighter. He can also cast a few spells, which is okay. Though I don't know what happens with the mana pool, of course, when I'm reincarnating the characters, since, again, Chaos Strike Back rules, which means, whoop, gone are your stats. It kinda makes sense, though I have to say, I have no idea who would play Chaos Strikes Back and reincarnate his champions. Because they start off as low or second grade master and everything, 500 hit points or something, and 6 billion mana, I don't know. You start off in a dark room with armored worms, and you have to defeat them with just a smile on your face, because you do not have any armor. Have fun with that. With a reincarnated party. You must be really, either really brave or really stupid. I think that's the main problem. Bravery and stupidity are usually pretty close together. Anyways, Hulk the Barbarian. In the Amiga version, he kinda looks like a drunk redneck who drank too much beer or something like that. Look at his chest, he's like, yeah, I'm hairy. In the Super Nintendo version, he kind of looks like Conan with a bright smile on his face. I don't know why. Again, he is one of the 2 characters who have 0 mana, which means it will be a little bit harder to level up. I think he may be one of the... I wouldn't even say hardest. I mean, with 90 health, he can take a beating. He starts with a club, so I think he can take on the mummy in the first room. And I would say that Tiki is one of the harder ones, considering she most likely won't be able to cast Jack and shit when I reincarnate her. So, unless I stay in the first level and be like, I'm throwing fireballs until I'm casting fireballs until I can do them properly, but I won't do that. I think I will start the first and hopefully only training session at the beginning of level 3. Perhaps I will do another one. Was it? No, 3 was also the one with the Screamer Pantry. Was it 3 or 4? No, I'm pretty sure it was 3. Anyways, moving on. We have Sura, Child of Nature. Again, somebody who went totally unprepared into the dungeon with an elven doublet, a tabard, and an apple. I don't know what what her intention was. I guess she thought, I am an apprentice wizard. That means I can cast... I don't know. I also have to say, I'm just realizing that, what the fuck is with the fire, air, earth, and water stuff there? Do you have different... Okay. Like I said, I'm not really into the deepest quirks of the game, because fire, air, earth, and water isn't really mentioned anywhere. Priest 2, identify, heal, influence, and defend. What the fuck does identify mean? There aren't any identify spells in this game. I'm fairly certain of that. And you also don't identify the enemies because, well, that is a mummy. It looks like a mummy, so I call it mummy. The Screamer, okay, I usually call them mushroom monsters, but... Anyways. Oh, Gando. His name was Gando, not Gandalf or Gundo or whatever. Gando Turfot. Fort. He was the second caster my uncle usually chose. So he chose Hissa, Daru, Gando, and Boris. Like I said, I have no idea why. Boris and Gando have pretty low health compared to Woof. Wait, Woof had 40. Okay, that's not a lot more than Gando has. But Woof is a fucking werewolf, so he's awesome. Another character I doubt I will have a lot of problems with. Lindflas Male. I'm guessing he's an elf. It's kind of funny. So he has a bow but no arrows, and Hawk has arrows but no bow. Perhaps they were the same party that descended into the dungeon. As the background story of Dungeon Master actually is pretty fleshed out. It is pretty fleshed out. So these... you actually have a sample party. At least it was so in the Super Nintendo version. You had a sample party, and it was like 18 pages long. So you started off a little bit background with the Grey Lord, and he and Seron visited his girlfriend to bang her. And suddenly the Grey Lord split himself and then cut. And then you had these 4 people. I think it was Syra, Nabi, Hawk, and someone else. I have to check this out. I will pause let the part here after I'm done with the introduction, and then checking this out. Okay, last but not least, Elijah, Lion of Ytopia. Holy hell. Again, a magic user. The magic box may be useful, but not really. Origins of the champion names. I'm quite interested in that. I have no idea how this actually reads on the video, because it looks horrible in the preview window. but I'm reading it for you, so because I like you. Except you. I hate you. Anyways, most of the information below was given by Andy Jaros, one of the creators of the game. Number 1. Iado Ryuto Jiburi, male. Iado is a Japanese way of the sword, having katas similar to Tai Chi. Ryuto is the 6th form of Iaido. Jiburi is the shaking of blood from the sword. Okay, that makes sense. Zed, Duke of Benville. Zed is the name of the hero in Sundog, a previous game from FTL. Benville is a colony he has to find. As far as I know, FTL only made 2 really good games. That were Dungeon Master and Chaos Strikes Back. The other ones weren't really any successes. Whoops. Moving on. Chani Zayadina Shihaya. Chani is a Freeman heroine in Frank Herbert's Dune book. Her portrait shows the characteristic blue eyes of the Freeman. Freeman. Okay, Chani, where are you? Chani. Okay, with a lot of imagination, you may see a little bit of blue, at least in the Amiga version, not in the Super Nintendo version. In the Super Nintendo version, they all look kind of like, yeah, either they have their eyes closed, except Woofy's like, I have red eyes, I'm badass, or they look like sleeping. Which would make sense, considering the state they are. Well, except of Davu, he's like, I'm sleeping with my eyes open. Everyone who has red eyes has them open. Hawk the Fearless. According to Andy Jaros, I don't remember, I think we all kind of named him. However, it is probably a reference to Black Hawk, the famous Indian war chief of the Sauk tribe, born in 1767. During his lifetime, he earned a reputation as a daring warrior. Okay. Boris, Wizard of Baldur. According to Andy Jaros, Mike Newton's character, I do not remember the origin. In J.R.R. Tolkien's fictional universe of Middle-earth, Baldur was the heir of Brego, second king of Rohan. At the feast to celebrate the construction of Meduseld, he made an oath to enter the path of the dead and was never seen again. His remains were recovered by Aragorn during the War of the Ring. Okay. Alexander, Andy Jaros' gaming name, Alexander. Nabi the Prophet. Nabi is the Arabic and Hebrew word for prophet. According to Andy Jaros, Dennis Walker's Rastaman. Okay, Prophet the Prophet. Makes sense. Hissa, Lizard of Makan. Just a lizard man. Coincidentally, the sound he makes when he speaks. Makan means to eat in Malay. Okay. Hissa, lizard of to eat. Gosmog. Gosmog is a character from J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth fictional universe. He was the lieutenant of Minas Morgul, second in command to the Witch King of Angmar, Lord of the Nazgul. Gosmog shares his name with a much earlier character, Gosmog, Lord of Balrogs. Gosmog was also the name chosen by Andy Jaros for his college game master's character for Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. They were all huge nerds. Sonja She-Devil, female. Inspired by the movie Red Sonja, 1985, the Red Sonja character was a spin-off of the original Conan novels. Layla Shadowseek, female, nothing in particular. Morphus the Healer, derived from morphine, evocative of sleep and pain relief. Woof the Biker, female. Coincidentally, the sound she makes when she speaks. I still don't see Woof as a female. Stumbladecaster, male, a dwarfish name. Atsisi Yohari. Atsisi Yohari was the Playboy Playmate of the month June 1975. She was the fourth African-American woman to become a Playboy Playmate of the month. I can already see some people googling for her. Remember, she is quite older now. So, be careful. Anyways, Leif the Valiant, named after the celebrated Viking Leif Erikson. Tiki Tamal. I think Nancy Holder came up with this one. I'm not sure. Wutse, Son of Heaven. The Empress of China from 624 to 705. Referred to as Son of Heaven because women were not officially recognized for the position of emperor at the time. So she was the emperor for 81 fucking years, and she was not recognized. Okay, you have strange rules. Daru, no information yet. Hulk the Barbarian, inspired by the hero of Conan the Barbarian, 1982, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sura, Child of Nature, female, almost the name of a girl I had a crush on when I was 19. Changed to Seri, her real name for DM2, okay? Gandalf Surfoot, I always say foot, I don't know why, foot. Inspired by Hobbit's characters in the book The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Oh, so we have 3 characters from J.R.R. Tolkien inspired. Linflas, one of the elves in the fun board wargame Swords and Sorcery by Simulations Publications Inc. And Elijah Lion of Yaitopia, Dennis Walker's tribute to Rastafarianism. The Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie, Yaitopia is the local name of Ethiopia. Okay. So let me quick check the background story and which party was consisted in there. Be right back. Here we go. The site actually has the manual. So Siron apparently is incorporeal, how you say it, and he is walking around in the chamber of Hall of Champions, and then he touches one of the mirrors of Sura, Child of Nature, and it seems he has a flashback of how she died. So she was like, after time, the old man stirred beneath the wooden beam. Sura, he said, gasping. Seron swallowed hard when she didn't reply. Then she moaned and opened her eyes. Nabi, she scrambled over to him and tried to pull the beam off his back. Her hands were torn and bleeding. Hulk! Alex! Help me! Okay, so that's it. Sura, Child of Neighbor, Nabi the Prophet, Hulk the Barbarian, and Alexander were one party descending into the dungeon of Dungeon Master and dying horribly. So, quite interesting. Perhaps, no, I'm not going to read the story. I'm pretty sure you can read for yourself. So, yeah, so let me know which character you want me to play through the single character challenge, and let me know which 4 characters you want me to play in Chaos Strikes deck. Like I said, I will keep this vlog open, or the decision open, for quite some time. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to record, at least not that much, in the next weekend, so I will try my best to I'll try my best to do it parallel. So while I sometimes record, and if I'm not recording or not feel like recording, I will just level up and beat the game with the other party. I don't even have to beat the game, beat the game with the other party, because I'm not keeping any equipment, so scrounging equipment won't even matter. So I will do my best and fight at near the end and just level up my spells, make sure I have a lot of rations with me. So I guess I try my best to get my party up to the 2nd or 3rd rank. I will check out the characters you have available in Chaos Strike Back and try my best to get into these areas, which will be hard. It will take a long time, but I'm pretty sure it will be possible. Anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.